We've been talking a lot about smartphones, and actually we're going to talk about a project we're in the midst of where we're looking at the double-edged sword of smartphone use on in-store decisions. And so the idea here is that we're going to look to see, A, did the shopper use a smartphone or a cell phone during the trip, and B, was the smartphone or cell phone used in a way that was trip relevant, like showrooming or checking prices or what have you, or calling their spouse to say, hey, do we need this stuff? Or was it used in a trip irrelevant fashion? So I was checking my fantasy football scores while I was shopping. Okay. What we did here is we had an opportunity with Popeye, the study in 2012. I was able to talk them into adding a question on the exit survey asking all the shoppers that participated if they used their cell phone or smartphone during that trip. And if they said yes, then we had a series of questions. Well, what'd you use it for? So I'm not going to go through all the findings here. I'm just going to kind of give you a sense. So we find that people who use, or shoppers who use their phone in a unrelated fashion tend to make more unplanned purchases. And it's not a minor thing. It goes from a little under 5 to 5.6, so 10% more unplanned purchases more made by shoppers who use their phone in a trip irrelevant fashion. And then we had a lot of covariates. How long were they in the store? What was their impulsiveness? How many purchases they had? Age, income, etc. So that's one. Number two is that we found that walkaways tend to be related to phone use. So shoppers who use their phone either in a trip relevant or trip irrelevant way tended to forget to buy things or just not carry through with things. That's the key thing, because I would argue that the people who use their, and we don't know, we're going to follow this up, the shoppers who use their phone in a trip-related way may have found, oh, the price is cheaper at Costco than it is in this grocery store, so I'm not going to buy it. Whereas these guys, so I was fooling around and I forgot to buy some things. That's my hypothesis. And we want to follow this up to really get a little more visibility into why both of these types of smartphone use tend to increase the probability of failing to carry through unplanned purchases. That's pretty interesting. So where we are right now is that it looks like smartphones do have an impact on in-store decision behavior. And what we'd like to follow up with is another study that looks at a couple things. One is, let's say I was fooling around with my phone and didn't buy some things. And it's really on me because I was fooling around with my phone, so it's my fault. But we've got measures of store satisfaction. So maybe the shopper doesn't blame themselves for that. They blame the store. Well, if the store had been laid out better, it's the bad retailer that I forgot to get this stuff. Either way, the retailer loses because it's a purchase that they could have made. And they didn't. The second one is this Popeye study, people self-selected into their phone use. And we'd like to have some follow-up as to, oh, we see you didn't buy this, so why is it you didn't buy the toilet paper or the Velveeta or what have you, to get a sense of whether these failures to purchase are based on something that is consistent with the story I just was the hypothesis I was just telling you. I hope I've convinced you a little bit that understanding the path to purchase is a real opportunity to create what I call win-win-win outcomes. So it's a win for the shopper, a win for the manufacturer, and a win for the retailer. And to the extent that we can do that, everybody comes out ahead